Good afternoon, Shop Handmade. Bit of a different time for us this week. Instead of Thursday, we're coming to you on Wednesday this week for our second Meet the Maker slot. I've got Wendy from W Winchester Jewellery with me this afternoon. So if you are on with us live, do pop us a comment so we can say hi. Don't forget that you will need to tell StreamYard in whichever corner it is who you are, otherwise Facebook won't let us know. If you're watching us on replay, don't forget hashtag replay, hashtag sorry I missed you. So let's go over to Wendy. So hi Wendy, how are you doing?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
Yes, not too bad. So a bit of a rush, just the finished work thing, is it?
Yeah, definitely.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
What do you want to know? Really, I've been working in with jewellery for quite some time.
Yeah.
Probably 20 plus years now, I would say. I've been doing bits and pieces, building up. Full time, my job is I tutor for a college near to me as well. So I teach management and project management and other similar areas for that. Yeah. So quite a busy person. I'm married to Al, 12 years now, and I've got 3 grown-up children, 5 grandchildren, and life's generally quite busy.
Yes, I can imagine. So have you been doing lots of remote learning then in your teaching job?
Yeah, definitely. So I spend all day looking at my computer and talking to people at the moment.
So I can imagine getting away and doing something you love like your jewellery makes a huge difference then.
Yeah, definitely. And my office is actually above my studio. So, you know, when I get a lunch break and things like that, I can sort of sneak down to my studio and you know, out a bit.
Well, and I mean, there's no commuting time, is there? So make best use of it. So let's have a little bit of fun here. Tell us 3 random things about yourself that people wouldn't know about you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you've been thinking about this one. Number one, I have a degree in art and design, which I did quite a long time ago. I was a single parent having escaped from domestic violence. All of my kids were in primary school, and somehow I managed to do a full-time degree in art and design. Goodness knows how I managed that now, but so that's one of those. New studio, as you've mentioned. So we've been building this building for quite a while. My husband has built a fantastic barn for me, and downstairs is my studio. Upstairs is my office, and I'm now just about to launch some teaching sessions from my studio once lockdown is completely over and done with and there are no more restrictions. So I'm going to be offering some classes.
Wow, that is incredible. That's going to be really interesting. And of course, it's bringing together all your teaching skills and then your real passion as well. So how did you first start your business? Was it that you started making things and people said, oh, can you make me one of those? Or was it a sort of decision that, no, I'm going to go for it?
Probably a bit of both, really. It's been going for quite a long time. So I've sort of started with making things for friends and family, you know, gifts mostly, and then you know, it's developed from there into sort of commission work and selling my jewellery via my website, Facebook, face to face, and I'm about to do a market stall for the first time at the end of the month.
Wow! So where's your market stall going to be?
That's going to be in Stowmarket, where I live, which is in Suffolk, and I'm part of a creative collective who are having a group of market stalls. So we've got a fantastic day planned on the Saturday the 29th of May.
Oh, so that's bank holiday weekend, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
So should be hopefully It's outdoors, is it?
Yeah.
So you've all got gazebos and everything's crossed for the weather then.
Yeah, absolutely. And as long as it's not like it is here right now, which is pouring with rain, I'm sure we'll be just fine.
Yes. And what's the thing you think you enjoy most about your business?
It's the designing and making, really. I just love getting my hands on, and shopping for tools, of course. Shopping for tools
Yes.
is just addiction.
Yeah, we can see some tools behind you. Some of them look very interesting. Is there any that you can tell us about in particular? And then we'll have a look at some of your makes.
What have I got behind me? I've got a selection of hammers here. So some of these, they're quite dinky and tiny. They've all got specific purposes, really, for hammering jewellery, and they have to be kept super clean and shiny and scratch free. So if my husband comes anywhere near with an idea of knocking a nail in with one of those, he's more likely to get it knocked into him.
Yep.
They've got a range of saws and stuff up here. These bits on my pegboard, they're sort of my small bits and pieces. There's lots of equipment, and over my head I've got a pendant motor that I do lots of different things like polishing and grinding and that sort of thing with.
So did you watch All That Glitters?
Yeah.
So it's like so you've got some of the real big stuff like they had then, sort of like you said, the motors and the...
Oh, yeah, quite a few good bits. So you need to be sort of fairly well tooled up if you're going to start teaching other people as well, really, don't you?
Yes.
And it's taken years to get this many tools.
Yeah. Anyway. Have you watched last night's All That Glitters? Do you think the right person won?
No. No, it wasn't my favourite person who won. They were all really good though. They were all fabulous.
Yeah, they were, but I was a bit okay, because I try not to do any spoilers in case people haven't watched it yet. And he was good, and yes, he had a lot to sort of offer, but he's tripped up a few times on the way. But yeah, but I think
was more innovative and had lots of different ideas and everything. But I won't spoil it.
Yeah, it is what it is. So let's have a look at some of the things you've made then.
Okay. What have I got? I've got a sort of mixed style, I suppose, really. Lots of things are kind of inspired by my garden. So this is one of my favourite pieces. Oh, blimey.
As away. That's it. Up. That's it. Stay still. There.
So this one is a red currant leaf in fine silver, and that's set with a garnet. So that's red stone in the middle there, and it's on a sterling silver snake chain. So that's one of my favourites, and I make quite a few of these because they seem to be quite popular. They're moulded on actual leaves, so you get some really lovely detail on them.
So is that made with silver clay?
Yeah, the leaf part is, but there's also sterling silver in there to make the bail, and the stone set in sterling silver on there. And I tend to use a combination really of different techniques. So some traditional silversmithing, quite a lot of that really, a bit of silver clay here and there. Then quite a variety really. I'm always learning new stuff. This one is one of my poppies. Oops, go the right way.
It. Yeah, that is beautiful.
And that's completely hand hammered in sterling silver and is set with a sapphire.
I thought I could see a tint of blue in that one.
Yeah, it's quite a dark sapphire, but a bit of a range of poppies going on. So I've got some nice poppy earrings that are very similar that will match that necklace. as well. But then other things are less sort of, from my garden and more, so I've got things like bangles. So we've got all sorts of different shapes and sizes of bangles, and a twist there. I don't know if you can see very well.
Yeah, that's it. Other way a little bit. That's it. Yeah, that one is like it's got like a hammered finish, hasn't it?
Yeah, this one has got a hammered finish on it. Whoops, go back. That's a hammered finish. And then we've got a couple that are sort of twists and kinks on them. And this one is seriously twisted, really.
Yes.
And recently I've also been working on things like Creole earrings. So working towards stocking up my market stall. So we've got those are little Creoles, and I'm making some studs as well, and some more Creoles.
That's it. They really are catching the light. Well, we've got 2 people on watching. That's now dropped down to 1. So do pop on and say hi, and pop in any questions you might have for Wendy. So see who it is that's joining us. So can you remember back to what do you think was your first project you made?
Oh goodness, it's so difficult to answer because I've been making things. I think I was born making things. I've always done cooking or pictures or whatever. The first thing I was ever paid to do was probably 30 plus years ago, which was a painting. There's been loads of different things. It's hard to pin down which is the first.
So just to say hi to Wiz, who's watching us. She's going to come on to next week, I want to say. I don't know without checking my date. So thank you for joining us and for the support. We often find that with crafters, don't they? I mean, somebody that I interviewed a few weeks ago, she said she was born crafting. She can't remember a time when she didn't do something. So do you find that you do lots of other crafts apart from your jewelry making, or is it or do you get the range of things across all the jewelry you make?
No, I mean, I do my jewelry, and that's sort of my main thing, but I do a lot of drawing as well. I make pieces in stained glass from time to time, so lamps and things like that, restore bits of furniture. But through my degree in art and design, I've done things like photography, applied arts, so made bits of furniture and that sort of stuff, illustration, you name it really. And I do a bit of crochet, but crochet always seems like a winter sport to me. So I'm very much at the moment.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I knit and I'm mainly a knitter, but I do crochet to a certain extent. And there is just that time of year where I'm like, it has to be not cotton because I'm moving away from cotton for eco reasons, but it has to be bamboo or something very small, because this time of year you don't want to be sat making a chunky jumper or a blanket sat on your lap.
No, not at all.
So what do you think, what's the thing that you enjoy most about running your own business?
It's sort of freedom and independence, really, isn't it? I've got complete control over what I'm doing and my creative output, really. So I'm not fixed on just making flowers or leaves, for example. If the mood strikes me, I can make something else. So at the moment, I've got a commission, and it's due back from the assay office tomorrow, and that's to make a bottle collar for a bottle that's shaped like a fish. So it's a quite unusual bottle.
Oh wow!
And the collars to go around there and to fit nicely with this. So that's an unusual thing that I'm sort of working on at the moment. And it is things like that where people give you a commission, set you a really good challenge, I think. Get you outside of your box and expand your creativity.
Absolutely. And you mentioned there about sending it off to the assay office. So is that for all the sort of stamps and like all the things they talk about on Antiques Road Trip and things like that?
Yeah, because if a piece of silver is above the weight of 7.7 something grams, I can't remember exactly, it has to by law be assayed and hallmarked properly. And if a piece of gold is over a gram, it has to be hallmarked as well. So anything over those weights has to go to the assay office, and I have my own registered maker's mark there as well. So I've been registered with them for 10 years, I suppose.
So I guess it's a bit of a process that people would have to go through if they are going to be making that kind of thing, is to actually get themselves registered and do all those things, as it were. 7.78 grams.
Thanks for the reminder.
very precise. But I guess because you've been doing it for a while, it's fairly routine for you now. But I can imagine the first couple of times you did it, it must have been quite scary.
Yeah, a little bit. And when you send stuff off, sometimes the assay office phone you up and ask questions, or are you aware there's a little piece of copper on that? And it's like, God, no. But,
so
yeah.
So which of your projects do you think you're most proud of?
Usually it's the one that I'm currently working on or just finished. I think at the moment I'm really proud of the fact I managed to teach my two eldest granddaughters, who are 10 and 14, how to make a little stacking ring with a stone set in it, like this one.
Oh, wow.
So to see the children using blow torches and things like that is a little bit scary, but they've been able to solder a ring together and set a stone, and both did it really, really well.
And actually, I think it's important that sometimes children actually can get their hands on these things and give it a go, as long as it's in a safe environment, which obviously being with their grandmother they are, but it's actually quite an experience for children to be able to do something like that, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And so you talked about having workshops when everything's sort of fully open. So what sort of age are you aiming at for that? Will that be children, or is that more sort of adults, or a mixture?
It's mostly aimed at adults, really, but with prior discussion, children over 10, perhaps with really good supervision. We have to be so careful because of things like safeguarding anyway. But in an environment like this, where I've got things like acid and blow torches and sharp tools, the health and safety is absolutely paramount. So
Absolutely.
got to be well supported by a parent or something.
Yeah, and it would have to be an adult that wasn't doing their own thing and just keeping an eye on them, as it were.
Well, yeah, I mean, they would have to be well supported for definite. So depends on the person as well, really, doesn't it?
Yes, because I mean there's some, I mean, for example, they're both really grown ups. I would trust my 16-year-old niece with a lot more than I would trust my 25-year-old nephew.
Yeah.
So you've already got a lovely studio that you can work in, but if money were no object, you won the premium bonds or the lottery, what would be top of your crafty wish list, do you think?
I don't really have one at the moment. I've just got this amazing building that, really is almost finished now. I don't think I could wish for anything more at the moment.
Yeah, so you're very, very, very lucky to have.
Mm.
Just sounds wonderful. And so what are your favourite materials, do you think, to work with?
Silver's my main sort of element really that I work with, and I do love setting the stones as well. I do like all the sparkles, proper little magpie really.
Oh, we all.
Yeah.
And so when you're not crafting, what do you do with yourself?
Well, there's work, of course, that keeps me busy.
Yes.
And at the moment, I'm also doing 2 charity challenges. Both of them are walking challenges. One is for leukemia care because my boss's daughter was diagnosed with leukemia last year. So I'm partway through walking 250 miles for them. I think I'm about halfway now. And also I'm doing 10,000 steps a day for the month of May for refuge. Because as a survivor of domestic abuse myself, it's really important to me personally to try and help other victims and survivors of abuse. So those are things that are keeping me busy. And I live right on the edge of beautiful open countryside, so I can just walk out of my house and within 20 yards I can be on a public footpath and then not, see a car or anything for ages. So love
Yeah,
it.
so lovely part of the country then by the sound of it. Okay, now let's have a look at some more things if you've got any more to show us. I'm a bit of a magpie and like to see other people's sparklies and makes and things.
There's always shiny pretty things, in my studio, lots of stuff going on endlessly. Let's see. Some of my really good stuff is still at assay office at the moment. So some of those things. These are a pair of studs. Probably easier to show you that way.
That's it. Oh, are they the
little,
poppies?
Little poppy studs.
Is that a little pearl? Is that a little pearl in the middle?
No, it's not. It's a silver bead.
Oh, wow. It's really catching the lights.
Yeah. So I've been doing some of those for my towards my market stall, and then I've got a sort of group of different flowers, which are for these are pendants, and these are ones that I'm going to be putting onto chains before they go onto the market stall. So they're quite small, dainty pendants, really.
They are really cute, those. They are really sweet.
So yeah, so they're sort of a bit of work in progress, really. Also doing some more sort of hoop style earrings like that with a stud.
That's it. Yeah. Well, oh, the ones on a post, but they look like a hoop. Yeah, when they're in. Yes.
Yeah. So they go like that.
Yeah.
So those, and I've got some fabulous stuff that I'm waiting to get back from the assay office right now. Sadly, it's probably going to be tomorrow, so I can't show you all of that. But yeah, there's some really great stuff going on there.
Wow, so that's so always busy, always got something on the go then. What we're going to do, there is somebody else apart from Wiz on watching with us, not sure. Oh, they've gone, somebody's gone again. So what we're going to do is later on today, Wendy will post all her links in the comments of this post, so you can go and have a look, see what she's up to, all that sort of thing. But now we're going to go to our quick fire questions. So, first one, tea or coffee?
Tea, usually fruit tea or green tea. Yeah.
Okay. Netflix or audiobooks?
Netflix.
Do you have anything on in the background when you're working in your studio?
Sometimes I might have some music on, so yeah, have some tunes on.
Yeah.
If I'm in the mood.
Neutrals or brights?
Oh, brights. I'm definitely not a neutral person.
Make for yourself or someone else?
Both.
Okay. And summer or winter?
Oh, summer, definitely.
You like the warm, dry weather?
Yeah, the sunshine and the daylight.
Excellent. So, well, a big thank you to Wendy for joining us. I will be back next Tuesday with the first of our makers for next week, who I can't remember who it is. Just seeing if I can see it quickly on my iPad as to see who's. Nope, it's not playing. Not playing. So I will. There it is. So next week we have, on Tuesday, we've got number 51 Creations, who from memory makes lots of things from recycled wood and makes beautiful pens, things like that. And then it's Thursday next week that Wiz, who has been watching along today, that she's with us. So thank you for joining us. I will see you next Tuesday. And don't forget, when the links are in, to go and pop along and see some of Wendy's makes. And I will see you next week. Thanks, Wendy. Bye.
Bye.